yes, this is the same top I just wore to BookCon. It was expensive, okay? I'm just trying to get my money's worth. Hello, my name is Kat, and this is my Bea Book Haul. So I just got back from New York, where I attended Bea and BookCon, and brought home a nice little stack of books with me. I actually don't have a ton of books here to show you guys today because I was very selective about which books I wanted to drag home in my suitcase. And also I was unfortunately sick for one of the days of Bea, so I missed out on like the Wonder Woman arc and the arc for Stephanie Perkins' new book, which I'm still pretty bummed about, but I did get some very anticipated arcs here, and I'm very excited to show them to you guys, so let's just get into it. So first off, I have here Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings, and this was actually the very first book that I lined up for right away at the beginning of Bea Day 1. I'm sure many of you guys have at least heard about this book because Sasha is one of my friends, she's a fellow booktuber, and we're all so proud of her and Lindsay and so happy that their book is coming out into the world. This batch of Zenith arcs at Bea was actually the first and only batch of arcs that currently exist. They signed it for me and Sasha drew me a cat because I'm Kat. It's the first book in a sci-fi adventure series, and it was originally supposed to come out this year, but it actually got pushed to January. So you got a bit of a wait for this one, but it's definitely one that you're gonna want to look into. Then I have here They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, and this one was probably my most anticipated arc of Bea. I loved Adam's previous two books, and Adam is also just an awesome person, and this book actually just got 2 starred reviews, like the day Adam was signing this at Bea, so that is really exciting and really promising. I believe the world in this book is just like our own, except 24 hours before you die, you get a phone call warning you of your impending demise. This story follows 2 boys who just got their phone calls and now they have less than 24 hours to live, and they end up meeting and spending their last day together, and I am just so ready to have my heart broken by another Adam Silvera novel. I'm prepared for the tears. Bring it on. And this book is coming out on September 5th, so keep your eyes open for this one. Then I have here Warcross by Marie Lu, and this one is also coming out in September. This was another arc at the very top of my wish list, so I'm very happy that I managed to snag a copy. This book follows a girl who is a bounty hunter in this virtual reality game, and she ends up being enlisted to kind of infiltrate and spy on this big tournament that's happening within the game, and that just sounds so awesome. I love Marie Lu's writing style. It's so cinematic and engaging, and I'm getting some Ready Player One vibes from this, and that's like one of my favorite books of all time. It sounds awesome, it looks awesome, I'm super into the premise of this book, and I can't wait to read it. The next book I have here is Jane Unlimited by Kristen Kishore, and this one is also coming out in September. There's so many exciting releases coming out this fall. Just prepare your wallets. I actually hadn't even heard of this book before going to Bea, but when I saw that Kristen Kishore had a new book coming out, I knew I had to hop into the end of that line and get a copy. This story follows a girl named Jane whose beloved aunt has just passed away, and she ends up getting invited to this extravagant mansion on an island, and this is an invite that her aunt made her promise she would never turn down. So she goes. Once she gets to this island mansion, she's going to be faced with 5 choices that will determine the course of her life, and each choice is going to have a price to pay. It sounds very mysterious and captivating, and I loved Graceling by Kristen Kishore, so yeah, I can't wait to jump into this one. Next up, I have here The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding by Alexandra Bracken, and this one is also coming out in September. Most of you guys probably know that I have loved Alexandra Bracken's previous books, and this one is especially exciting because it's her very first middle grade novel. It's about a boy named Prosper Prosper, who discovers that he has a demon living inside of him because his great something grandfather made and then broke a pact with this demon. So now Prosper has to figure out how to break this curse and get rid of the demon, all while the demon is just having a blast tormenting him from inside of him. It sounds like it has that perfect balance of like fun and whimsy and also darkness that I really look for in a middle grade novel. So yeah, I can't wait to get into this one. Next up, I actually have here another middle grade novel, and that is Witchwood by Tahira Mafi. This book is coming out in November, and it is a companion novel to Tahira's previous book, Furthermore. I actually haven't looked into the synopsis of this one because I have not yet read Furthermore, and even though it's a companion novel, it's not a direct sequel, I don't know how connected it is to Furthermore. So, gotta read Furthermore, and then gotta get to this one. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this cover, though? Like, it's beautiful. Next up, I have here All the Curcuit Saints by Maggie Stiefvater, and this one is coming out in October. I just adore Maggie Stiefvater's books. Like, I love her writing style, and something about the stories that she tells, it just is so unique and refreshing, and I can't get enough. I feel like I feel like book summaries will never really do a Maggie Stiefvater book justice because her stories are so like imaginative and unique that it's really hard to explain what they're about. But the basic gist of this one is that we are following three cousins in this family, and they each have the ability to perform unusual miracles. Obviously, there's a lot more to the story than just that, but at this point in time, I can't explain it to you. I gotta read this and then figure out how to tell you what it's about. So I'll get on that soon. Next up, I have here Invictus by Ryan Grodin, and this is another September release. I actually haven't read anything by Ryan Grodin yet, even though I do own a couple of her books. But this book I knew I had to get because it's pitched as Doctor Who meets Guardians of the Galaxy, perfect for fans of Passenger and Illuminae. And I'm just like, those are four of my favorite things. I need this. I need this. So I got in line and I waited for it and I got it. It's about time travel and a heist on the sinking Titanic, and we go back in history but also into the future, and it just sounds so good. I am very much looking forward to reading this. I feel like I'm saying that after every book I haul, but obviously I'm looking forward to reading all the books I hauled. I chose them for a reason. Again, I was very picky with the BEA books I got. So, yeah. So excited for this one. Oh my god. Then I have here Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart, and this is another September release. If you're familiar with E. Lockhart's other books, like particularly We Were Liars, then you might know that, kind of like Maggie Stiefvater's books, her stories are very hard to summarize. What I can tell you about this book is that it was kind of inspired by Victorian orphan stories and con artist tales and anti-hero stories, and it just sounds very complex and different, and I already have a lot of faith in E. Lockhart as an author, so I didn't need to know more than that. I'm into it. I can't wait to read it. Next up, I have here The Bells by Danielle Clayton, and this book is actually not out until February, so kind of gotta wait for this one, but it sounds awesome. In the world of this book, beauty is the most coveted commodity, and the bells are the only ones who can make you beautiful. From the sounds of it, there's gonna be a lot of really interesting politics and a revolution a-brewing. It also sounds like this book is going to explore some deeper issues, like gender equality and racial identity and the commodification of women's bodies and our beauty-obsessed culture and stuff like that. So yeah, it sounds awesome and fascinating, and it's actually a book that I didn't intend to get when I went to BEA, but after hearing a little bit more about it, I was sold on it, so I had to pick up a copy. Then I have here Shadow House Fall by Daniel Jose Older, and this is another book that is coming out in September. This was also another book that I did not intend to pick up when I went to BEA. I haven't read the first book yet, but I own it. It's around here somewhere in my massive collection of books, and I've been hearing so much about it lately that it's just been climbing to the very top of my TBR pile. So when I saw the sequel sitting there, I figured I might as well grab a copy since I'm planning to read the first one very soon. And this way I got them both locked and loaded, ready to go. I didn't really look into the synopsis of this one because, again, I haven't yet read the first book, but I believe it's about some teenagers who kind of communicate with spirits and change the world through art and painting murals in Brooklyn. And it just sounds really awesome. And again, I've been hearing so much buzz about it, I knew I had to get into the series. So looking forward to doing that real soon. And finally, I just want to briefly show you guys these journals that I picked up at BEA. I love getting ARCs at BEA, but oh my god, I have such a thing for blank journals, and I'm real happy that I managed to snag a couple, even though I own like 50 blank journals. I could always use more. It's not entirely truthful, but I always want more. That's the truth. So I got this one from the awesome people at Facebook after I did a little Facebook Live interview with Christine and Jesse. I'll link that below if you want to check it out. Then I got this awesome like Penguin Classics journal, which I love blank journals so much. Give me all the blank journals. I might not ever write in them because I'm like saving them for something special, but I keep collecting them. I love journals. I have a problem/addiction with office supplies, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, there you have it. That was my somewhat modest BEA book haul. Not counting those 2 journals, I got 11 books at BEA, which I am pretty happy about because I feel like that's a good number. My TBR pile is already crazy. I don't need to keep adding more and more and more to it. You know, there were at least 2 books that I really wanted that I didn't get, but I think I'll be fine occupying myself with reading these until those come out. So yeah, I'm happy with my haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll have another one up soon, so I will see you then. Goodbye!